Anyone who's interested, I thought about doing a little garden tour just to kind of show you the things that I implement versus what I actually talk about. Um, so here's the nasturtiums, and then we have tomatoes, onions. There was carrots in here. I pulled the carrots up, and peas in this bed. I also have herbs like cilantro that have already gone to flower, which if you have herbs, herbs are really beneficial in that they go to flower in the heat of the summer when some other flowers aren't doing as great, and they attract a lot of insects, and you can just see all the beneficial insect activity going on. But anyways, going down, we have more herbs in here, more tomatoes. This is kale. I'm done with it for the year, so it's pretty much just growing as a mulching. This is my catnip. I grow it for my cats, but it's also super beneficial in the garden. And then we move on to more beds. So what I'd like to do is I like to do flowers and herbs in these corner baskets with their own root system, because the roots, well, the flowers and the seeds will all go crazy, but the roots are quite aggressive, and so they're just kind of contained in their own thing. Here we have more herbs. There's dill mixed in here. Where is it? There it is. Dill. This is more parsley. There's basil down there. Another type of parsley. Now see, this is an onion. And the onions are biannual, so I always leave one or two in for seeds for the next year. So all of these will become a bunch of little seeds. This is leeks in here. We have peppers that are struggling to start. More peas, more herbs. There's a cucumber down here that's struggling, but these are kind of what I like to intermix with more dill that's also gone to flower. The cucumber's struggling a little bit too, but I think that's just because, oh, there's a cucumber there that can be harvested. I think it's just because it wasn't getting enough water. You can kind of see the soil. It's a little hard there. This bed also needs topped up with soil. Loofahs, asparagus and strawberry bed, followed by borage. We have my potatoes. There's also, or there was some buckwheat underneath here, but once the potatoes took over, they crowded out the sun and the buckwheat died back. But that also, if you've watched any of my buckwheat videos, that really encourages, or it brings phosphorus back into the soil, which potatoes are heavy feeders of. This is my horseradish, which I'm super excited for. This is a type of perennial arugula. They're pretty fun because they take a long time to bolt, but they are very, very spicy. It's Slavetta arugula. This is my first year growing it, and I will be growing, well, it's perennial, so it'll keep coming back, but I will keep growing it again and again. I've just loved having this plant. More potatoes, and in the corner, you can see it's just starting to flower. This is my bee balm. So this is again in another corner bed. Oh, a bunch of it has flowered right there. I didn't even see that. So it's a beautiful plant. I absolutely love bee balm. More strawberries and asparagus. Ooh, there's a strawberry. Nice. This is my husband's trial at sweet potato slips. Sweet potatoes are not something I know a ton about growing, so this year is going to be a fun experiment to see how things grow. This was my garlic bed with some arugula that I've let go to seed, so I can have more seeds for the fall and next year. There's lots of kale in here, celery. The beans that I planted a few days ago have already popped up. Same with, they're hard to see. That's my kohlrabi. And then more parsley. And this is another herb bed. So this has sage, rosemary. This is a hill hardy rosemary, so that one should keep growing back. There is some thyme, and you can see it, thyme growing down in there, and some chives. This bed I've actually only watered once in 3 weeks because all of these herbs like dry. That's why they're all together. But they offer lots of benefits, and it's just nice to have herbs. I just really enjoy having herbs. And keeping them in this bed, because they're more perennial, it contains the spreading into the annuals. Here we have more kale. Oh, my lettuce went to seed, so we'll just harvest some seeds. There's a little bit of lettuce there that I might have to harvest. Another onion seed plant, cucumbers, carrots, peas, green onions, radishes. So this bed is really been my only bed that I've had to pull some weeds out of. Like, you'll see the odd prickly lettuce growing in my beds, but generally speaking, I don't pull weeds. This bed has got some dandelions growing because the soil I put in here is not, like, I didn't put a lot of compost. I actually just put a lot of soil that we kind of had extra of for the ground, and it's full of clay. And so this is just doing the job of breaking it up. So I'll just leave it and keep topping with compost. And if it starts to flower, we'll just pop the flower off, but we'll just let it keep doing what it's doing, because a lot of other things really struggled to grow in this bed. And so it needs a little bit more help. So we're going to let it. And then finally, these are my 3 sisters. And so I do buckwheat, corn, squash, beans. I did see some beans growing the other day. Not sure where, but there is some beans starting to grow in there. And then I also plant things like marigolds, sunflowers, and calendula, just to kind of add in even more of a flower factor. So it's a little bit more than 3 sisters, but the main premise is your squash, your beans, and your corn.